Sziasztok! Köszöntök mindenkit a csatornáimon, és hát akkor folytatom. Ugye ezúttal is hétköznapi premierek sorozatomban, hétköznapi játékpremierek sorozatomban, ugye, a Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition végigjátszás 22. részével, ugye a Bethesda posztapokaliptikus játékával, ugye jön a 22. része. Támogatási lehetőség ugye itt alattam lesznek, láthatók még mindig. Iratkozzatok fel minél többen a csatornáimra, ugye lájkoljátok ugye minél többen ugye a tartalmaimat. És hát úgy lesz, hogy YouTube Premier in the Video, ugye premiervideo.hu, ugye azonnali premier, illetve rádió.com-on is azonnali premier lesz ott a videó, amit összeadtam. Úgyhogy jó szakolást kívánok a videóhoz, szép napot nektek, sziasztok!
I need your help.
Curious about Point Lookout? Happy to oblige. Let's see what you got to trade. Happy to oblige. Good travels to you.
I need your help.
We're all still breathing, so I know you didn't screw up. You got something on your mind.
I hate it here.
Every eye shall be blind with his glory. Every ear shall be stricken deaf. Hear the
Take it up with someone else.
men, women, and children of the earth come forth together.
So what's it going to be? Have a look. Most of it's edible. Some of it even tastes good. Come back if you need something.
And behold the power of atoms. Let those who dwell here in his favored land
Did you know the human body can survive without the stomach or spleen? Oh, what's up? What do you need? What do you need? Good hunting! Landmines are one of the few dangers out there that you can profit from. Disarm one before it blows, and you can sell it for plenty of caps. I've heard stories about a ghost town that's just full of mines. Traders just call the place Minefield. Sounds like the place for some field work. Get in there, get back, and tell me all about it. And could you bring back a mine for my studies? What better reward for avoiding explosives than to pay you with explosives? Frag grenades, in this case. I got a pretty good haul of them recently. And if you bring me back something to study, maybe I can make some modifications for you. Nothing like tinkering with a live mine, right? Oh, don't worry. No one ever goes there because they say it's a ghost town. And since ghosts don't exist, you can just focus on the landmines. I hear there's a playground in the middle of town. Reach that point and come back, and I'm sure you'll have some stories to tell. Good luck with that research.
just kidding about disarming that thing?
Hey,
Coming with the clouds, and every eye shall be blind with his glory. Every ear shall be stricken deaf to hear the thunder of his...
How are those hot little potatoes? Because, they're on the ground, like potatoes, and hot because they, explode. Anyway, what's up? There's no way you could have gone there and gotten back already. It's got to take at least a day to get there and back. Now get going. Sure thing. How are those hot little potatoes? Because, they're on the ground like potatoes, and hot because, they, explode. Anyway, what's up? Neither is going around all the time with a loaded gun or running with sharp objects, but people do those things all the time. You worry too much. Just be careful where you step, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Have you heard the so-called android recording? It sounds like an ordinary man. Here's a spare copy of that old holotape. It's a hoax for sure. If you've got the caps, I've got the skill. See ya.
add to my circle of... darkness.
With the clouds, and every eye shall be blind with his glory.
I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Billy says I get too friendly with people I don't know. He says it's dangerous. Billy does. Have you met Billy? Billy Creel? A long time ago, he saved me from raiders. They killed my real parents. But Billy showed up before they got me. And now he's like my daddy. Sort of. I couldn't tell you, really. I talked to Manya if you care that much. She's lived in Mega 10 longer than anyone. Bye, mister.
How are those hot little potatoes? Or whatever. You know what I mean. See, I told you it wasn't a ghost. Science 1, superstition 0. But sure, sniper shooting, yada yada yada. Tell me about the landmines. Did you get blown up? I guess placement of each step would be critical, wouldn't it? Especially if each one could be your last. I know you may not want to see any more explosives for a while, but obviously you know your way around them. Have a couple rainy day toys of mine. Yup, you've done a great job. I just need to add in the section on how to cook rat, and this chapter's done. Here, for your services, I've saved up quite a few stim packs. Of course, you may need them. We still got 2 more chapters to go. The second chapter is going to be a bit trickier, I think. It'll cover how to handle creatures out there, for better or worse. For example, repelling mole rats, learning about mirelurks, and when all else fails, how to handle being injured. So let's buckle down and get to work on this chapter. What's first? Well, I never get to study anyone who's severely injured. Not without them crying to be fixed right away or trying to bleed out and all that. But obviously, you can handle a lot of abuse. So if I'm ever going to find a good example of human anatomy and injury resistance, it'd be you. Next time you get badly injured, return here so I can examine you before I heal you up. I mean, you're going to get yourself hurt anyway, right? Wow, what a great research assistant you are. I mean, really, that's dedication. Demonstrating how to withstand pain by getting injured? Wow. When you're ready, come back here with some serious injuries, maybe a crippled limb or two, and I'll take notes and fix you up. I'll be waiting here with plenty of bandages for you, so don't worry. Just go get horribly injured. Oh, and be careful. Well, how do you feel? Oh, don't think of it as crippling yourself for me. Think of it as getting free treatment when you eventually end up getting yourself hurt. I guess they sent those tapes to lots of people, especially people like me who are interested in technology. Boy, I wish androids were real, though. Absolutely. I'll bet you haven't been thinking about the guide as much as I have. Well, it'll help humanity rebuild, right? I mean, who doesn't want to help humanity? Besides, it's bound to work out better than some of my other projects. I mean, with you helping and all, how could it go wrong? Well, a little before you first arrived, one of my experiments had a little accident. I mean, how could I have predicted the centaur would think my assistant smelled tasty? But nothing bad like that could happen with this book. It's a great plan, and it'll make up for everything else. Oh, I hadn't really thought about it like that. I don't want anyone to get hurt. That's the last thing the guide should do. Well, we're just going to have to make sure it's accurate and useful and great then. You and me. Together, we can research and write a masterpiece. Do I ever? I've got the schematics for something called a rocket launcher. I sell all the components too, so you can make the weapon yourself. Don't worry about ammo. This baby shoots all the junk you might find out there in the wasteland. Ashtrays, teddy bears, you name it. In fact, if you ever need to make any custom weapons, feel free to use my workbench here in the shop. All you need is the schematics and parts. What do you need? See ya.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Dad says not to talk to strangers.
Wow, look who's staring at me. And no luck finding dear old Dad? Can't say it surprises me. Wasteland's a big place. Maybe you need a drink. And so now we part.
Children of the earth, come forth to gather and behold the power of atoms. Let those
Thirsty, partner? Try. Have yourself a nice visit, partner. Have yourself a nice visit, partner.
Please, do you have any water? I'm so thirsty. Oh, please, if you find some, please.
Were you just kidding about disarming them?
Coming with the clouds, and every eye shall be blind with his glory. Every
Well, how do you feel? Well, lucky for you that I am. At least, pretty good. Good enough to fix this up, at least. You wouldn't happen to have a broken limb, would you? No? Well, never mind. Now, can you describe how you feel? Really? What sort of dance? Cha-cha? Merengue? I've always fancied the foxtrot myself. Well, rest easy and I'll see about fixing you up once I take a few notes. Ugh! How can you be walking around like this? No mess, no problem. Well, a bit of a mess, but no problem regardless. Here, you know, for the next time you get hurt and I'm not around. Well, okay. If you feel you really need one. There's a sort of mole rat repellent I've developed. I need it to be tested on a few mole rats before I can say it's a success. There's a lot we don't know about mirelurks and how intelligent and dangerous they are. That definitely deserves research. And that should be it for the second chapter. Which do you want to check out? Mole rats can burrow into almost anything and cause a lot of trouble. So I figured I'd make a chemical repellent stick for people to shoo them off. But I need it to be tested before I put the recipe to paper in the guide. So I need you to find some mole rats and test it out a bit. It'll be easy. One tap with the applicator and it overwhelms their senses with a sort of feel-bad sensation. Then they're gone before you know it. You could test it out on just a few mole ratties, but for real testing, try it on 10 or more. There should be plenty in the tepid sewers downtown. Oh, I can't wait to hear how the repellent's working. Oh, it's perfectly fine and made from organic ingredients. Well, it affects things' organs. That's close enough to being organic, right? Either way, it's perfectly safe. Heck, once it got into food for Jericho, and he never even knew. Try not to die.
Sziasztok! Köszöntök mindenkit a csatornáimon, és hát akkor ennyi volt mára a hétköznapi játékpremierek sorozatomban, a Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition Végigjátszás 22. része, és hát majd jövök a 23. részével, a Bethesda posztapokaliptikus játékának a 23. részével, tehát a hétköznapi premierek sorozatomban a Fallout 3 Game of the Year, tehát a hétköznapi játékpremierek sorozatomban a Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition Végigjátszás 23. részével fog majd jönni. Támogatási lehetőségek ugye itt alattam lesznek, láthatok még mindig. Támogassatok minél többször, minél többet, iratkozzatok fel a csatornáimra, ugye lájkoljátok a tartalmaimat, és ez úgy lesz, hogy szokásos módon, ugye YouTube-on Premier, Inda videón ugye Premier, Videa.hu-n ugye azonnali Premier, és ilyen Rumble.com-on is ugye azonnali Premierben lesz látható a videó, amit összeadtam. És hát köszönöm szépen, hogy megnéztek ezt a videómat is. Szép napot nektek, sziasztok!